In this lesson, we are looking at privacy by design and specifically the 7 foundational principles that sit behind it. By the end of this lesson, you will understand what each principle means, why it is legally required under GDPR, and how it applies in practice. Let's get started. Privacy by Design was developed in 1990 by Dr. Anne Cavoukian, former Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario. The principle is simple. Privacy must be built into system from the start, not added later. GDPR gave this concept legal force in Article 25 requiring data protection by design and by default. And Recital 78 confirms that privacy must be addressed at the design stage, not as an afterthought. The 7 principles matters because Article 25 make privacy by design a legal requirement, not just a best practice. The EDPB guidelines confirm that the 7 principles are the recognized standard for assessing compliance with Article 25. Non-compliance has real consequences. Under Article 83, Clause 4, failures can result in fines up to 10 million euros or 20% of global turnover, whichever is higher. This applies to every controller designing system, products, or services that process personal data. Before we go through each principle in detail, here's the full list. There are 7 principles in total. Proactive, not reactive. Privacy as the default setting. Privacy embedded into design. Full functionality, end-to-end security, visibility and transparency, and respect for user privacy. These were set out by Dr. Anne Cavoukian in her 2009 framework, revised in 2011, and they are now the practical architecture behind GDPR Article 25 compliance. Principle 1. Proactive, not reactive. The first principle is about mindset. Prevent privacy risks instead of reacting to them. In GDPR terms, this aligns directly with Article 35, which requires a DPIA before high risk processing begins. The goal is to identify and address risk at the design stage when fixes are cheaper and more effective rather than after harm has occurred. A team that runs a DPIA before writing any code is applying to this principle correctly. Principle 2. Privacy as the default setting. The most privacy protective settings must be default. No action required from the user to protect their privacy. Data collected must be limited to what is necessary. Privacy protective options must be active automatically, not opt-in. Users should not have to configure setting to protect themselves. Article 25 Clause 2 GDPR specifically mandate this as legal requirement. For example, consent form must not be pre-ticked. A new app collects location data only when actively in use, not always. The share data option is off by default and requires deliberate opt-in. Principle 3. Privacy embedded into design. The third principle takes the idea further. Privacy protection must be part of the architecture. Technical and organizational measures are built in at design stage. Applies to software, hardware, business processes, and workflow. Privacy is not treated as a separate compliance exercise. Engineers, designers, and compliance teams must be collaborate from day one. A database system is designed with encryption and access control built into its structure. These are not added 6 months after development. Principle 4. Full functionality, positive sum. This principle challenges a common misconception that privacy and functionality are in tensions with each other. They are not. The same applies to privacy and security. Cavoukian called this the positive sum approach, meaning all goals can be fully achieved at the same time. A healthcare application that uses anonymized data for research analytics while still delivering full clinical features is the strong example of this. The goal is to achieve both without sacrificing each other. Principle 5. End-to-end security. Security applies the entire data lifecycle from collection to deletion. Article 32 requires appropriate technical and organizational measures, and Article 28 extend those duties to processor. This includes encryption in rest and transit, access control, audit logs, and secure deletion. For example, in a CRM system is encrypted at rest and in transit. When a customer requests deletion, data is permanently erased without undue delay across all systems. Backup erasure follows a documented technical process. Indefinite deferral is not permitted under Article 17. Principle 6, Visibility and Transparency. Transparency means what an organization says about its data use must match what it actually does. Article 13 and 14 requires clear accessible information for individuals, while Article 30 requires accurate internal record of processing. This principle ensures privacy practices can be verified by both individuals and regulators. A clear plain language privacy notice that reflects real data flow meets this requirement. Principle 7, Respect for user privacy. This principle puts the individual first. Every design choice must make it easy for people to exercise their rights under Article 15 to 22. Access, rectification, erasure, portability, and object. Privacy notices must be clear and consent must be easy to withdraw at any time. Under Article 7, Clause 3. System should enable rights by default, for example, through a simple self-service dashboard. Making right requests difficult or burden violates this principle. Here is the 7 principle summary table. This table brings together all 7 principles and their requirements in one place. It is useful reference point. Notice how each principle addresses a different layer of privacy protection: intent, defaults architecture, function, security, openness, and individual rights. Together, they form a complete framework. No single principle is sufficient for on its own. Compliance with Article 25 requires all 7 to be considered and applied. How privacy by design connects to GDPR articles. This table makes the legal connection explicit. Each principle is not just a good idea, it is backed up by specific GDPR obligation. Principle 2, for example, is directly amended Article 25, Clause 2. Principle 5 connects to Article 32 on security of processing and Article 28 on processor obligation. When an organization is assessing its Article 25 compliance, this mapping is a practical starting point for identifying the gaps. If you can point to a specific technical and organizational measure for each article listed here, you are on the right path. Common mistakes when applying privacy by design: treating privacy as a final sign off instead of design input, enabling data sharing by default, forcing users to opt out, assuming encryption alone satisfies security obligations. Under Article 32, publishing privacy notices that don't reflect real data flows, failing to build practical mechanisms for rights requests, skipping a DPIA for high risk processing violates Article 35. Each of these failures breaches both GDPR principle and enforceable legal obligations, creating direct regulatory exposure. 3 things to remember. First, privacy by design is a legal requirement, not a choice. Article 25 makes this explicit. Second, these 7 principles gives you practical framework to meet that obligation across design, defaults, security, transparency, and user rights. Third, non-compliance has real consequences under Article 83, Clause 4. Ask yourself, has privacy been built into your systems from the start or added later to tick a compliance checkbox? And if you are not sure, book a free consultation. We will review your systems, identify gaps, and gives you a clear practical steps to embed privacy by design properly. No obligations.